Am I going to enjoy this? I pondered as I weighed in on my options for our first elective. After dipping my toes into the topics and seeing who would be teaching us, I knew what I had to choose. The answer to the question, I had to wait and see it for myself. And we waited. Regular classes started a bit later than we'd have liked. While I found the classes interesting, I was eagerly looking forward to one thing, the field tour. That day finally arrived on a wet July morning. Even though we proposed that the tour should be held after the board exam, our teacher informed us that we'd have to go earlier due to timing issues. Our destination was the Cascade River. On the way, we would stop to observe 4 rail bridges, 2 suspended and 2 suspension bridges. Our main objective for the day was to pull at least one cable and set it sag at the site. The weather was slightly concerning. I was, however, optimistic. As we moved further away from Kathmandu, the weather showed some signs of improvement. Everything else seemed to be going smoothly, but that was about to change very soon. Even before we had got to the first bridge, one of our friends started getting sick. Our first stop was a suspended bridge of short span. There we noted the details about the bridge, took photos, and learned a bit about its history. About half an hour went by as we looked around the bridge. We then boarded the bus again as the road followed the banks of the river. The second stop was not too far away. Close to a confluence, there was a suspension bridge. We repeated the same process here. It was intriguing to see the contrast between theory and practice. We needed to move quickly as we had to cover 2 more bridges, but our friend's sickness had gotten worse. We all were concerned about her. She needed time to recover. While she lay down almost unconscious, we fanned her and gave her some water with salt and lime. The locals were very kind, offering us advice on what we could do. Everyone was cooperative. Thankfully, she got better and we were good to go. But shortly after our ride resumed, we had to stop again. Some repair works were being done along the highway and we could not move further. The pause would put us a tad behind our schedule, but in hindsight, I think that was a good thing to happen as it allowed us more space to adapt. We proceeded with our journey after the road was reopened, though there was a slight change in our plan. We would be going to the cable pulling site next, but before that, we would have a good meal first. At the eatery, a few others who would be guiding us later at the site joined us. There was a sense of shift in our mood and energy once we were done with the food. We were prepared for what the day had in store for us. We left the highway and rode uphill along a narrow road. As expected, it was a bumpy ride. We had to stop again to clear a small landslide so that the bus could move freely. After a bit of struggle, we overcame that too. To reach the site, we had to leave the bus and walk for about 15 minutes. We carried the required tools with us and walked ahead. Under the scorching midday sun, the sight of the foundations from far away added so much zeal in me. We started on the left side where two people were already tightening the bulldog grips. We were keen to learn, so we took turns installing the grips properly. Most of the work was to be done on the other side, so we all took our shoes off and crossed the river. While some of us installed the cable pulling machine to the erection hook, others checked the elevation difference between the two foundations. We were going to pull the handrail cables. After everything was set, we started the pulling process. But the machine was not functioning well, it kept on losing its grip. We then tried to pull the cable with brute force, which was fun in the moment, but looking back at it now, it feels very goofy. We tried a couple of fixes, but none of that seemed to work. But we were not going to give up that easily. So, just for the sake of learning, we decided to pull and set the sag of the fixation cable instead. A smaller cable was easily pulled. The level machine was set up. With a bit of care, the sag setting did not take a lot of time. It had been a long, hot day, but we had ultimately managed to attain our goal. We were told to hurry up so that we could visit at least one more bridge before it got dark. So, we gathered everything and set off on our way to the bus, but not without a brief dip in the cold water. Our last stop before we returned back was on the banks of the Trishuli River. There we observed another suspended bridge. Apart from taking notes about the bridge, we made sure to savor every moment. As the sun hid behind the hills, the sky turned to a beautiful shade of orange. While I stood on the bridge and looked at the sunset with the thundering flow of the river, I thought how fulfilling of a day it had been. That was actually one of the best days I've ever had. In the end, did I enjoy it? Oh hell yeah, I did. Enjoyed every moment of it. The online classes at odd times towards the start, the contagious energy of our teacher, the engaging lessons, the problems, and to make things even better, the one-day tour. Easily my favorite course among everything we have had in these 4 years. Thank you for watching. See you soon, hopefully. Take care.
Pulchowk Campus धेरै